Yeah, partially functional. Half of me is comfortable, the other half is close to the cliff, like Mrs. Huxtable. These boys got them hostess and clips, they pack like Lunchables, like white boys in grade school while we ate school-made food, just eyeing they shit. Wish I was trying they shit, knowing when mama hit the stove, she wasn't buying that shit. No, I ain't crying a bit, man, that's just life, that's how that shit work. You reach your hand to fire, you pull it back when you get burnt. Gotta learn when you get hurt, even if it's with Cupid. He beat you and you went back, you's officially stupid. Oh yeah, I understand, that's your man, you had a plan. You've been together for some years, you sticking with him for the kids, so you overlook the tears, but we both know that's a bad look. Cause 20 years from now, your daughter probably get her ass whooped. Look, if this too deep for the intro, I'll find another use, but just in case it's perfect, let me introduce Cole.
Yo, what's good, Quessy? What's good, Quessy? What's good, Z? Hold on, give me 1 second. What did Z say? Hold on, let me peep what Z said. You think the Timberwolves going to conference finals after that sweep? Hold on, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, champ. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about it. Let me go to what Z said though to start the stream. By the way, if you don't know who Z is, it's the person who be having like this trolling ass nickname right here. It's not Nicola, it's Nicola. I don't know. He said, saw the Orlando Magic loss to the Cavs. Also tagged you on social media to make you suffer a bit more. At Pat Dior. You know, the thing is, the crazy thing about that is that losses don't faze me. If y'all know me, you know that losses are only lessons to me. And those lessons turn into blessings. And now I know we ain't gonna win no chip this year, so what does losing a game or even a series mean? Unless we're really gonna win it all. Because that's what it all boils down to. You're gonna win it all. And then, of course, if we win and we lose, it's gonna be a progression. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that shit don't faze me. The losses don't faze me. Whether if I lose in a game I play in real life, a team I like lose a game, a player I like lose a game, regardless, it don't faze me. It's all an opportunity for growth. What's good, Julian? What's good, C? Let me peep the Discord right quick. I'm gonna open up the Discord just so I don't forget. And also let me drop this in the chat as well. Let me drop these links before you even get started, so then we could just start flowing. You win some, you lose some, that's just how it happens. And if a nigga step up to you, then you gotta scrap him. Your name is all you got, throwing hands by the bathroom. It's funny, I barely told. Let me did this right quick. Cause see, some niggas was haters that I just viewed as. Give me that. At 14, I knew I was the nicest dude around. I gotta make a move, I gotta do this now. If they don't boom. Dreams and they can't shoot them down. Boom, boom. Let me pin that in the chat right quick. Let me pin that in the chat. All right. Let's talk about the Timberwolves right quick. Let's talk about the Timberwolves before I even get into this stream. Let's talk about the Timberwolves before I get into this stream. All right. So, first and foremost, I can't win against you. You can't. You can't, Z. It's just not possible, bro. It's not possible, bro. The win or loss, it don't matter, bro. So, base champ, you say you think the Timberwolves going to conference finals after the sweep. I think the Timberwolves really have a shot at beating the Nuggets. Not gonna lie. If they had home court, that should really been. It really would have been some like. I might really consider putting my cheese on the Timberwolves, cause I don't know what it quite is. They play great as shit as a unit. No cap. They play great as shit as a unit. And now, if you look at how they kind of match up against Minnesota or match up against Denver from like top to bottom, they're both teams that have one superstar. Jamal Murray is a star in the playoffs, but in terms of like every single game, regular season and all that stuff, it's not like he's a star, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not putting up those type of numbers. And also the same thing on Minnesota. Then you got Cat, who'd be putting up like 20. You know what I'm saying? Was he an all-star? He might have been an all-star, but regardless though, like they're the second best players aren't like crazy good, but their number ones are number ones. You know what I'm saying? Like Ant ain't put up crazy numbers like Jokic, of course, but he has that aura. He has that takeover ability. He has that level of impact. He has the talent and the skill, right? So he has the ability to take over games like you've seen him do multiple times in that Sun series, dropping multiple 40 pieces, right? So this series is really going to be interesting because they even said last year that was tough as shit to beat, and they was unhealthy, right? It was the toughest team they played, and they were missing Naz Reid and I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, two players that are vital in their rotations. So now coming back this year, it's not like you could get Gobert in foul trouble, and then we got nobody else to back him up.
Now we could go put Naz Reid in, and he brings a different component on the offensive end than Rudy Gobert does. Meanwhile, Rudy Gobert may protect the rim, and low-key, he's still going to get cooked by Jokic. But what's going to happen when Naz Reid is in the game is that on offense, Jokic got to stretch the floor. He got to guard the three-point line. And now you got to play in rotation. And it's not like you're just sitting there guarding the block and guarding the dunker spot the whole time, right? You over here 2-9 and stepping inside and outside the paint the whole game, right? So it's a completely different thing. So it's going to be really interesting. I think the first game is on Saturday. I had the option of watching whatever game was on Monday and then Tuesday, but I was like, damn, I got to see at least one game from this series, but I got to see at least one. It would have been a disservice if I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? It would have been unjust if I didn't peep just one game. So I definitely had to at least watch one of those. Good team chemistry. Yeah, he was an all-star, but he's like borderline. Like you should have gave that shit in reality to Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? Even though they did not end up making the playoffs, where they were at that point in time, it was unjust for Sabonis not to make the All-Star game and Cat get that shit over him. That was kind of crazy. That was crazy. But want to show up and show some love. Yo, what's good? Astute. By the way, if y'all got any film y'all need to send in, better send the Discord now because that's what we about to go over and start the stream. It's 10 p.m. Just finish your newest shooting workout. Good shit, P. Locked in, P. I'm trying to tell y'all that Patreon about to be the 40% club in there. It's about to be the 40% club in there. Let me unmute the subs right quick, unless these shit start to go crazy. Appreciate that sub, by the way, Jamar. But I'm really about to lock in on this Patreon because what I'm about to start implementing on there in terms of structure and workouts and stuff like that. What y'all are gonna get as videos continue to stack is gonna be the solution to every single one of y'all's problems or whatever you want to get better at. I try to tell y'all how to get better in a certain way, but if y'all still want to do something a certain way just to see, and if you still want to get better at it, like trying to get shifty, which is going to be the first level of a workout we're about to do this week. I'm about to make a little workout that mixes movement, mixes agility, mixes court work, mixes in film, and then understanding of when to use certain moves so then you could actually be shifty in the game and be effective with that shiftiness. That's what we're about to start doing this week, and I'm about to just start hitting a bunch of different skills. And then the workouts are just going to stack up. And before you know it, it's going to be like, oh shit, I got like 50 different catch and shoot workouts. I got 50 different workouts to get shifty. I got 50 different workouts so I could gain functional strength for ankle workouts, for core, for anything. You know what I'm saying? Practically anything. Mobility, stability, balance, a whole bunch of shit. I dare you go on the stream without saying the word Patreon. I can't. It's right there. It's where the gems are. It's where the gems are. It's hard for me to not do it because I'm now putting a new energy into something that's gonna be able to help y'all get exactly where y'all trying to get to at another level, not just from an IQ standpoint, but from an application standpoint. It's gonna be difficult to do that now because I can't not mention something that has so much value. So I need to peep the Patreon though. I'm trying to get more efficient with these streams too. I'm trying to get a little more efficient. So we're gonna go to where are we gonna start? Let's start in film. I'm gonna start in the film section just to start the stream. So if y'all not in the Discord and y'all want to send some shit through, make sure you go hit the link that's also at the pinned message. It's at the bottom of the pinned message if you want to join the Discord. I think Discord got like 520 people in it right now. Discord, we starting to get some numbers in there. So yo, what's good, Frosty? What's good? You peeping the Discord right quick. You about to see how some buddies is looking. These last messages was from this dude right here, and then just some old clips 2 months ago. Anything else? I could say form me on my shot. About to form on your shot. Hopefully it's not no highlight reel. Honestly, you know what just popped into my mind? The biggest separator between professional players and the players we watch and then being the player that you are right now is movement. Right? Movement, I think, is a most difficult thing to build because a lot of people will get it naturally just by playing, but if you don't have it just by naturally playing or you caught onto the game late, so you weren't really exposed to basketball movements and that level of coordination, then there's not really a way for you to gain it, because like there's not many people talking about how to get it. You know what I'm saying? So if movement is your problem, that's something I'm about to start diving into, so that you guys could be able to actually not just do a move that you see, but actually really be able to mimic the move, right? Being able to have the physical capacities to do a certain move and be able to get to different spots within a basketball court, because you got to move in a certain cadence. So yeah, I don't think there's anything on this play, wasn't it? You just kicked a buddy right here. Another right there. Oh, he got fouled? What the fuck? Oh, he got the rebound. That's what it was. He got the rebound, then he got fouled. Okay, going to the free throw line. All right, let's peep the free throw. Let's peep the free throw. Little dip on the free throw. Bradley Beal not a superstar? He was. I just put superstar. I just put superstar because I was talking about one, but I should have put how one superstar is better than two superstars and then a all-star caliber player. All-star caliber talent. Superstar caliber talent. But I'm not going to put that many goddamn words in the title. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do that. We about to get to the breakdown probably by 30 minutes in. So I'd also say, I want to say this when it comes down to free throws too. Right? Just kind of looking over his free throw. Is that me personally, and really, now that I think about it, I think of, say, Steph, look at Clay, KD, Kyrie. Who else is like a 90% free throw shooter? I mean, Devin Booker. All those players who shoot at that high level, at that high percentage from the free throw line, they also incorporate another skill I always tell y'all about when it comes down to catch and shoot, which is having a base. Right? Which is having a base. I always tell y'all to refrain from always having to use a ball dip, because even the reason why you would use a ball dip is because I don't have enough strength to be able to go from my base just to go up. Right? But if you're able to go from your base, meaning, if y'all don't know exactly what a base is, everybody hits a point as to which they should have their base in a shot. Base is practically like this. Hips loaded, knees loaded, on your toes. You're just starting from there and going up. And so, like I was saying before though, if you have that dip, you just don't have the strength. If you don't have the strength, that means you need to get better at shooting closer to the rim than work your way out. And if you do start shooting with that base, you only have to go up, and that's less movement. And with there being less movement, you're more efficient as a shooter, because there's less things that can go wrong. And so there's this whole level of muscle sequencing and muscle memory that is required to do a shot, to shoot a shot. But when it comes down to trying to have all this dipping and everything, all this movement is going to make it way harder, because you just have more muscle you need to control over this entire pattern, over this entire movement. So Bradley Beal is a casual. I'm gonna lie, Bradley Beal actually went to a team where he's not trying to fucking like ring chase like he was before. Like if he went to like, oh shit, I don't even know if he could survive in Miami. But say he went to like Miami. Ah shit, I don't know. They would even Miami wouldn't even have traded for him. He's not a superstar. He's not that big of a talent. I don't even fucking know who would want him. Lakers, man? I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't know. Whatchamacallit. If any other team had grabbed Bradley Beal and he didn't go next to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, because the Suns don't even need him. I'm gonna talk about what he did in that game and during the breakdown a little bit as well. But if he had went to one of those teams, you would still see him now and be like, oh, he's still like all-star, like he's star caliber, but he's just in a terrible situation. Not just with the people he's on the floor with, but the person who's controlling the people who's on the floor with. So I'm not just talking about the head coach and Frank Vogel. I'm talking about upstairs management and them not getting a goddamn point guard to run that team. So then you could actually allow Beal to be a wing, Booker to be a wing, and then you could have KD be more of a 4 instead of being so much of a wing, and he could even just be a hub at times, playing out the mid post, playing face up, playing off of post ups and then allow Beal and Booker just to be off the ball and get their pin downs and all this other stuff. And that shit would be so tough to guard. If you got a legit one who just literally run the offense, you got KD who can set pin downs, you got your 5 who can set pin downs, set their cross screens, all that stuff, set the flares, set ball screens even. That offense looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally just thought of this shit right now too. Like if you actually had a one. They got the ball to Book and Beal in their spots, and then you ran these actions, all these misdirections as well, so you can actually ISO. That shit would be tough. Steph dips on his free throws. I thought Steph did. I wasn't completely sure. I thought he did, but some people can, but also understand that vast majority of the time, most people are going to start in that base. And if you're just going off of logic, off of just knowledge, just being in that base is going to make the shot easier. But if it works for Steph, it probably works for him. Whatever best gets your rhythm. And so I would also say just to build that from the free throw. And if you find in time that you do work better with the dip, go ahead and use it. Grant Williams, fuck no. Football fan. I could tell you a football fan because you just mentioned Grant Williams. It seemed like you just like goddamn husky motherfuckers. But he like 6'3", 240. And all he want to do is goddamn bump niggas out the lane and shit, bro. He just want to be tough and shit, gang. How to run a good offense, too. How does Frank Vogel still have a job in the league? Bro, you know what the stupid thing was? I seen them hire Frank Vogel. And you know what the logic was, too? This is hilarious. I was actually thinking of this. I'm like, the logic behind the Suns actually hiring Frank Vogel was, let's get a defensive-minded coach. And we just have all these stars, and they could just do their ISO. We don't really have to run too much. If you know Frank Vogel, he don't do shit on offense. You look at when he was with the Lakers in 2020. All he did was ball screens, no movement off the ball, and AD and Braun was in that bitch ISOing. And you was lucky Braun was still had some solid legs in him because he was just able to get straight to his shit. AD was locked in, boom, they was in the bubble doing their thing, and even before that. But that was just not the right coaching pick. Just not the right pick. It was just dumb because you actually have to know how to use these parts. You can't just be like, go out there and just your turn, my turn, their turn. Your turn, my turn, their turn. Like, you can't do that shit. You can't. So they just already fucked it up from the rip. Let me see what else they're saying. Putting Booker as PG was crazy. Crazy word, not gonna lie. Just shooting guard wing for a reason. Exactly. He's a shooting guard wing. Beal's a shooting guard wing. Like, you should not try to put these players where they're not their best. Because you got them there for a reason. They have their name for a reason. They're who they are because they played the two. They're great two guards. Not ones, twos. They're great twos. And so you just fucked the whole thing up. Marvin Harrison Jr. sided with New Balance. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know who that is. I don't know who that is. How you catch a bullet like an NFL player? Get good hands, big. You need to tell Rudy to start doing some wide receiver training, big, because he be fumbling a shit ton of passes. Goddamn. My goodness. You said, and Jason Tatum does a little pump fake before he dribbles, then shoots his free throws. I mean, you got to find your rhythm. That's why I always say it's unique, and it's not going to be everything is all the same, but you'll find a lot of commonalities. And that'll lead you where to start. And there's something different that you got to change along the way. You change it along the way. Break down your GOAT. I said we would win 4-0. I ain't gonna lie, I had no clue that the motherfuckers was gonna get swept. Sometimes I feel confused when to attack the top foot or back foot on my defender. Honestly, if I'm speaking at least from my perspective, I'm not sitting here thinking should I attack top foot or attack the bottom foot. I always tell y'all gotta read the help, and the help is gonna tell you where you have space and where you have lanes. And you're trying to hyper-focus on your single defender that's in front of you. So once you get past him, and if you're playing in a live setting with multiple help defenders, what's going to end up occurring is that, oh, damn, I did a good job attacking the top foot. And then at the same time, it's going to be, oh, damn, I got 3 defenders in front of me. You don't know what pass to make, right? You don't know what play to make. And so at that point, you're just cooked. You're cooked at that point. You don't know what to do. You're going to panic, probably turn the ball over or something. It's going to be ugly. And so you got to read the floor. And then you can see the lanes you have. You can see the gaps you have. And then based upon the defender that you have in front of you, that's a feel thing, right? It's not something you could think through and be like, all right, I'm going to take this step right here and I'm going to get past them. Like, you understand how fast you are according to them, the gap that you have. And you only gain that level of feel and understanding once you just play the game more, right? So you just need to get a lot of reps and you'll know exactly what I'm saying, because there's a large portion of moves that you make and decisions that you make that aren't really that aren't conscious. You can't really contextualize them till after, where you could put words to things, where you could put words to subconscious decisions you made. And so what you got to do now is to simply expose yourself to it more, learn more prior to, and then to be able to get yourself into a flow so you can understand the game a little better. So if they found these series against the Wolves wouldn't be a sweep. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If they actually had a damn point guard, and apparently they Frank Vogel or some shit asked for one, and they denied their request. He denied the request or some shit. That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not completely sure if that's true, but I heard some shit somewhere about that. How important timing is basketball, and how could I train it for my handle? Meaning timing in what aspect? Because there could be timing in a lot of things. It could be timing on anything you do in basketball involves timing. So what portion are you talking about? Suns to try to heist the Tyus Jones contract from Washington. Isn't he about to be a free agent? He's about to be a free agent. Tyus Jones. Should I play more pickup? Depends on how much pickup do you even play pickup right now? Are you playing pickup? Are you in a season like AAU or some shit? And then how often are you doing individual training? But also, let me get back to the jump shot though. Let me finish this. Like I was saying before though, oftentimes for a lot of people, what it's going to be is that you're gonna start in a base, just because so you can only go if it's gonna make you more efficient. That one was solid. He dipped a little bit, held it, and kind of went up. But you kind of you need to get used to just shooting out of a base and maintaining a form, like having a disciplined form where you're actually releasing and the muscle memory you have involved in it is consistent. It's solid and it's firm. It's firm, but it's flowing. So is there anything else over here? And by the way to build that form essentially is just by if you go and actually just form shoot often, and then you gradually work yourself back. Let me see if there's anything in here. Boom. I'll say this right here though. Can you please start your stream earlier? Bro, I started 4:05 today. I started 4:05. I'm getting better. Leo. I'm trying to work back to maybe like 3:45-ish. Like maybe like 3:45 at the earliest. 4 o'clock sharp, like every single stream. But I'll say this. Look, transition. This play right here in transition. A lot of y'all don't even realize if you simply are the hardest running person on the floor, you'll end up getting layups. And so running at this speed, just running at the speed of the ball is what you should never do when you're getting down the floor, right? You just run at the same speed, you got to understand that you're trying to get deeper than the ball is. You're not trying to stay at the wing, stay at the top of the key. You're trying to probably get to the corners. And even if the person with the ball is trying to stay at the wings, you got to get to your spot so that you could put pressure on the defense and actually establish some spacing and establish some room so that they could be able to drive if they need to, or they could just be able to read the entire floor. And so that's a bad habit a lot of y'all have, is just running at the speed of the ball in transition. So in a situation like this, you should already be sprinting. Like you should be hauling ass to the corner. You should be hauling ass. And if you're not going to go to the corner, run the rim if the big's not running the rim or some shit. But just run corner when in doubt. Run deep corner when in doubt. And shit like this too. This is like pickup. This is pickup basketball etiquette. This is pickup basketball etiquette right here. Where you got someone bring the ball up and you just run towards the side of the ball. And then what ends up happening, you just stay right here and you got 3 players in about 10-foot vicinity. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody going to get shit done. Terrible spacing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't let your teammates cook, you won't be able to cook yourself. Y'all got to understand that too. You got to really understand that. If you don't give your teammates room, you won't have room. And so sometimes y'all think holding space is a bad thing. Holding space means, oh, I'm not supposed to get the ball. Oh, coach ain't fucking with me. X, Y, Z, whatever. Boom, boom, bop. But in reality, it's not. Y'all got to understand that too. Let me turn this down. Hopefully this shit not really loud, but yeah. So that's all I got on that. Because someone from Europe can really watch the whole stream. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be more efficient. I'm being more efficient. Because right now it's 4 p.m. for me, so it's like I gotta get my deposits in. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get my studying sessions in. I gotta get my lunch in. All these little things before I even stream, so I can be able to stream and be here at my highest level. So, all right, let me see what he said though. He sent a bunch of goddamn messages too. God, whoa. Hopefully this is not a bunch of excuses. I don't want to hear excuses, but we gonna read it. We gonna read it. Going to Indy this weekend, run the same AU, turning for the weekend. Number 10, blue. Okay, I have struggles today. My shot off. Only get 2 to 4 attempts a game, and the spacing is horrible. Coming off an ankle injury, haven't played organized basketball since February 2023. That's over a year. First AUC. How do I gain confidence to be the aggressive player I used to be? Used to be a slasher off the dribble. I'm finding myself again, learning how to play better comp. Given we'll be playing some 3SSB teams this weekend in Indy. I don't know what that is. Also struggle shooting the ball and need help on shot selections. Also, I'll get more film this weekend. I also feel like I need to slow down, but I don't know what to do to establish a deceleration moves and pace myself. So, let me say this. You asked 3 questions on 3 different skills. I would tell y'all, if y'all want to get better at something, it requires not just focus. It requires hyper focus. It does not just require intention. It requires hyper intention, right? You need to get very intentful when it comes down to what you want to get better in. Because if you try to disperse your focus across too many things, you are no longer in focus, right? For example, let's look at a camera. If this camera right here is focused in on me, right? It's only focused on me. So now it could be able to give y'all the best resolution image possible by it only focusing on me. But if you told this camera to focus on 3 different things at the same time, would it be able to deliver the best possible resolution image? No, it wouldn't. Not nearly as good as it would be if it had just focused on me. And so I want to apply the same concept when it comes down to you actually trying to get better at a certain thing and trying to produce the best thing possible out of what it is that you do. So, for example, if we're talking about basketball right now, if you're trying to get, like he said here, he said, confidence and aggression, how can I get better at being a slasher off the dribble? And then how do I get better deceleration moves and pace myself? And then shot selection. He said confidence and aggression, getting back to being a slasher off the dribble, boom, right there. And then he said shooting the ball and shot selection, and then also deceleration moves and pace. Now, you got to look at those 3 things because you established 3 problems. And with those being 3 problems, you got to say which one is the most important. Which one will be the most impactful if I correct it, right? Meaning if I get this to the level I know it should be and the level I could get it to, what will be the most impactful and will give me the most gravity? That's the one you got to target, right? And so I would say that part is the confidence and the aggression portion. Because if you don't have the mental, you don't have the skill to apply it, it's not going to really translate nothing to a game. You're not going to have gravity. You're not going to even be able to do shit yourself. Shit not going to really go right. And so I'll probably say to start there. The deceleration moves and pace, we could worry about that a little later. The shot selections and whatnot, shot selections are important, which is why I'll now scale that second. But if you want to get back to just the roots of your game, the first thing I'll start off is that confidence and getting back to being a slasher off the dribble. And now you're like, okay, it's just a mental thing. I could work on something mental, work on something physical. But you got to understand this. When it comes down to having that confidence and the aggression, you lost the confidence because you lost the reps. You were hurt. You lost the amount of time to put the work in because you were hurt. You haven't played games in a while. And so now this mental task also becomes a physical task because you now must go back and put the work in and then some so you can be able to get that confidence back. Because all confidence boils down to is one thing: reps. Reps. You will get confidence once you're actually able to show yourself that you're capable of doing something. Not just in a workout, but against other competition. And the only way you're going to be able to get good at doing that against competition is if you actually get the reps in when you're in your workouts. You're able to utilize things like visualization. You're able to utilize things like efficient working, being able to work hard, doing all the little things you can so then you can be able to make up for all the time as to what you missed and be able to get back to where you were and then surpass that in due time. So it's vital that you understand, okay, I got to focus on this thing, my confidence and my aggression, and now getting back to the roots of my game, which is being that slasher. Whether it's off the dribble Or you could just be a slasher off the ball. You could literally just cut. You could set screens and slip. Another way you could score, just like that. And I promise, if you set off-ball screens and slip out to the rim, you're getting layups. Especially in high school, especially in this AAU game, motherfuckers ain't communicating. They ain't talking. They pulling up to these courts and to these tournaments thinking, oh, it's just a regular pickup game. Teams don't even practice with each other. So they don't even have the courage to be able to speak up and say something to a teammate. And so what's going to end up transpiring? You set a screen, 2 go, boom, I slip, I get a layup. You set a screen, boom, they don't say nothing, maybe someone else gets open, boom, then you got there. And you literally work off that gravity. It's just going to be a constant back and forth. And so that's something that's extremely vital to understand when it comes down to that. And so that ultimately had a shit ton of gems in there. So I'm low-key going to watch this as well. I'll low-key watch this clip, but what was y'all saying? Do you think I could get better? Hold on, let me go back. Okay, right there. Okay, do you think I could get better than everybody on my team this summer if I gave my all? Well, I wouldn't say to weigh the result of your summer on if you get better than your teammates. You should live this summer to your highest level, meaning you do all you can do to get as good as you can, right? Every single day, all your habits, all your actions, all your thoughts, everything. You just live at your highest level, so then you could be able to get to your highest level. And so as a byproduct of you trying to just simply push yourself, we're also changing the root of your motivation, the root of your actions, the why behind it, your purpose. Instead of everything being extrinsically motivated, it's all intrinsic. It's all from within you. And that's something you can sustain, because if everything is motivated by the people that are outside of you, what's going to happen when you accomplish the goal of getting better than them? Your motivation is gone. You're going to feel like you have an emptiness within you, within your game, within the reason you play. And so now you're no longer going to enjoy the process. You're not going to be able to have that little nudge, that little urge to get up every single morning to go and work out, because you've already got better than the people you're trying to go against. You've already accomplished your goal. And now you'll probably begin to get complacent. You'll begin to get a little lazy. But if now from the start, everything you do is intrinsically motivated and you're only trying to push yourself, that's when you'll be able to actually get to that high level. So that's extremely vital. Let me go through this chat right quick. We need to get to this breakdown soon too, because like you said, y'all need some of y'all in Europe or overseas and whatnot. That's a great way to put it. Explain it. Need to tell my team for sure. Wait, what part, Sam? What part, Samuel? Because I was low-key cooking. I was just flowing. Where I want to give my all. On one way, I want to give my all. On the other, I want to go out and have a rest, but have a rest a bit from basketball, because I had a break from basketball 3 years ago. I mean, what do you mean by a rest in basketball? Like, how much of a rest we talking? Like, because when I'm hooping, and even on my day-to-day basis, I don't even. The camera angle explanation. Oh yeah, that was tough. I came up with that right now, as I look directly into the camera. I was like, oh, that's one right there. You may as well clip it and then send it to your homies or send it to your team. You may as well clip it. It was like around like 28 minutes ish into the stream, by the way, if you want to go back. Probably around like 28, 29. I had enough of my coach criticizing my physique and not putting me in games and waking up early. If you tired of the process, the thing is, if you tired of the process, if you tired of people getting on your ass for ways to which they want to see you get better, then what do you want for yourself? That's what it boils down to. Now, you could perceive whatever they tell you as motivation to be able for you to get better, and you could be like, all right, I'm bad at this. Understand just why it comes from, and you could just go and fix exactly what they're saying, right? You could go and actually work on the shit that they're saying. You could go and do your research and see how you can get better at the things as to which they're saying. Or you could say, damn, they see all my weaknesses. I don't want someone pointing out my weaknesses. I'm now going to continue to remain weak, because without addressing and acknowledging my weaknesses, I will continue to remain at the same level of strength I am now. And someone who's not trying to correct their weaknesses, it's just going to be right here forever. No growth, probably regression, as a matter of fact. If anything, it's going to be some regression, right? You're going to kind of go down. It's going to be a little down, a little spiral. You're going to probably go down to a little hole where you don't want anything that you do bad to come to light, and you only want to emphasize the highlights. But it requires the lowlights if you want to get better as a person. So you got to kind of reassess your perception on what people are telling you and the things that's what they're doing, or the things that's what you're doing. So at the end of the day, though, it's all your perception. It's all how you see it. It's all what you want to do. So I can't really tell you otherwise to go and do something if you don't want to do it. I can't want more for you than you want for yourself. So having breaks does help. So like if you need to step away from your team, step away from whoever, it could help. It could help. But for me, the thing with me is I enjoy the process of getting better. Like my biggest joys within like playing as a whole may not even be the game, even though like a game would have like that energy and that crowd and that environment. But it's the, like for me, just like if I'm just talking about me and myself, have nothing to do with anybody else. When I'm in a workout and I'm trying to go 10 for 12 or 9 for 12 and on the shooting spot, and I'm 1 for 4. So that means I got to hit my next 8 shots, or else I got to do a 6 and 30, meaning 6 down and backs in 30 seconds. I'm like, let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Boom. I'll try my best. I'll do whatever I can to get that eight straight shots so I can get that 9 out of 12 and move on to my next spot. So like it's little things like that where you're pushing yourself, you're challenging yourself within the course of it, and you understand what you're going to get out of it, right? Because a lot of y'all focus too much on the sacrifices of the process and forget what these sacrifices are going to lead you to, which is exactly what you want to do, which is get better. It would just get better. Every single day is just improvement. If you understand that I got to sacrifice this, I got to go through this amount of stress for me to get from this spot to that spot. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing you got to really understand. So it's vital. It's vital. It's vital. It's vital. I got to get more consistent off the dribble. The question becomes, do you need to shoot off the dribble? Real question. Do you need to shoot off the dribble? I'm low-key about to get into this breakdown soon, though. I low-key did spend a cool like 10 minutes just literally responding to that one question and what he typed out there alone. So something like because what I even said about what you call that, Buddy's name in the Discord, I shifted you. What he even was asking about was a mental thing, and so if it's something that's mental, I can't really. It's gonna be tough for me to speak on you improving confidence and aggression from a standpoint of the way to solve that is by putting more work in. And by watching you know what I'm saying, and watching the film, because you don't really need to watch the film to be able to understand the fact that if this is the problem that's already there, you just got to go put more work in. You know what I'm saying? You got to go put more work in. That's first and foremost, and everything may just fix itself. The shit in the film alone, without me even watching it, and I'm talking about the confidence and aggression, you put more work in, that shit might just fix itself. That shit might just fix itself. I don't think some people even realize that aspect. Sometimes you don't even need to watch shit. Sometimes you just need to go and do. Shield, fix all of itself. I'm from Germany. You think it's possible for me to play D1? If you get connections, it definitely is possible. Definitely is possible. Yeah, I always tell y'all this. It's about relationships. It's about who you know. It's about who you know along with how hard you work. Because how hard you work, it would allow you to be the right person at the right place at the right time, the right opportunity. So that's what it always boils down to. That I play every day and I'm in season, but I don't really play pickup. It depends on what your priority. Yogi, what's the one thing you're trying to get better at? You could either send this now or you could just message me later, but you got to figure out what exactly I need to get better in. And like I said, you got to work with intention. That's the key. If you got to work with intention. And so whatever that might be, it's all going to be oriented around that. Shooting. All right. If you need to get better at shooting, then playing pickup won't get you better at shooting because you need to go get reps up. So you need to go and get those goddamn reps. You know what I'm saying? Like if you even need to go to do the workouts and increase the shooting totals beyond to what I even put in there. Challenge yourself even more than I say, because you're acting like what the number I put is a limit. There ain't no limit. I can tell you that. There's no limit to the amount of shots you can make. Bongani, appreciate that sub. Let me see where I was at. Where was I at? Sweepy KD, Beal, Booker's insane. The Wolves got to be one of my favorites after that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That was tough. That Game 3 shit Ant did, the DX shit, that shit was wild as fuck. He wild as fuck for that. Also, KD is really an old head nowadays. Got owned by Ant and really don't give a fuck. The thing, KD did KD. It's everything around him. KD was doing what KD needed to do. He could have did a little more essentially, but the amount as to which he could go over that was also impacted by the parts around him. So he was really the only person who came and performed. Only person who came and performed, dog. All right, let me see where I was at. All right, Nick, I just answered that question. Okay, appreciate you. Yes, connections. How can I stay humble and calm after making buckets and especially big shots, like for example, Brunson? Staying calm. I ain't gonna lie. I had my hoop workout today. If y'all don't know, I have like a little routine. Wednesdays and Saturdays is when I hoop. And Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is when I do like my vert stuff because I'm trying to get the East Bay. Once I'm done, I'm hooping every day. But yeah, I was hooping today. Sundays it's not an off day. I just do a lighter workout at my crib. But whatchamacallit? What was he getting at? What I realized today in my hooping workout is that I would be like, say I'm at a spot. I'm trying to get 10 out of 12 in this series, right? I'm trying to get 10 out of 12. And so I'm at 9 for 11. And I hit my, for example, I hit my last 3 shots, right? So I went from 6 to 8 to 9 out of 11, and I need to get that last one. I need to hit that last one in a row. And where a lot of people would fuck up is that they start to gas themselves up off that last shot that they made. I'm sitting there and I'm applying the same weight of my previous shots, the same focus, and not putting any assumptions onto the outcome of that next shot. I'm just keeping myself in that calm state and not allowing myself to put more weight on the shot, understanding that this is only one. Because everything is only one. I don't think y'all realize that. Everything we do, every shot you take, think about this in a workout. Whether it's the shot that you first take or the shot that you last take that could win the game, they're no different from each other because they're all just one. It's one shot. One shot. You think, a lot of people like to think too broad. They don't want to think in too grand of a scale and think about all the amount of shots they could take. But in reality, all you got is the present and all you got is the one shot you're taking right now. And so if you're trying to place a higher weight on the shot as to which you may be shooting to start or the last shot you may be taking at the end, that's where you already fucked up because that's not going to allow you to remain neutral and be able to shoot your best shot every single time, right? You need to keep your mind in the same spot. You need to keep your mind neutral on a good playing field so that you can be able to be consistent as a shooter. And so ultimately just realizing that every shot that we take is all just one. It's an accumulation of ones. And as you begin to value all those ones all the same and put just as much effort into all of them, that's when you're able to really remain neutral. That's where you're able to remain neutral. So hopefully that helped right there, Takes. I'm really good at spotting up, and I'm a threat when it comes to slashing to the rim. And I got a good handle, but I can't make my shots after using my moves. You said you're a good spot up shooter. Are you good at shooting off the move? Let me say that, because shooting off the move is the next layer before you even get to shooting off the dribble. Because now, if we're talking variables, catch and shoot in the same spot, you're stepping in, right? Boom, no dribble shot going up, that's balance. But now we're incorporating footworks where you're shooting off the move that's going to apply to when you're dribbling and you're shooting off the move. It's just one less variable, right? It's just one less variable, which is a dribble. And so now what it boils down to is your ability to remove that variable of a dribble, making that shot easier if you're able to shoot off the move, off of lifts, off of drifts, off of little cross steps and curls. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to do that, all you now got to worry about is how you pick the ball up when you off a single dribble, right? Off a regular dribble. And so that's probably a concept I'll get down later in terms of like building workouts for it. But that's definitely something as to which I am working on right now in the community and the Patreon. So we're like building the footworks so you can shoot off the move, and then as a byproduct you'll be able to shoot off the dribble because you know how to move and get into a shot. I got to get into this breakdown question. I'll peep it next stream. We about 45 minutes in. I thought Nurkic would be faster in the playoffs, bro. Slow. What did you think? Do you think he got speed boost or some shit? You think he went to the Gatorade Center or some shit, whatever the shit is in 2K, and got some speed boost for the playoffs? No, he gonna be slow the whole time. He heavy. He about 300. He like 290, bro. He thought he got some speed boost, bro. Fuck no. Fuck no, he ain't got no speed boost. I don't know what you thought this shit was. Nigga's gonna be slow. He gonna be slow January 1st. He gonna be slow December 31st, nigga. Unless he lose weight. Unless he lose weight, bro, he gonna be the same speed. I don't know what you thought this was gonna be. Thought he was gonna transform, slim down or some shit. Leo, you said older brother always wanted. Hey, chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here chilling. I'm just here chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to solve y'all problems and bring solutions. I thought Nurkic would. Oh yeah, I just read that. Y'all listen to D-Lo. He low key spitting. You talking about me? You talking about me? I'm D-Lo, bit. Thought he tried to, bro. He been trying to run, gang. He been trying to run forever, bro. If you thought he was, look at him his rookie year. That's probably his peak speed because in terms of age and just getting older, you're gonna put on weight, and it's not like he gonna do agility work either, man. So it's just GG's, bro. I don't know what you thought this was, bro. He gonna be big regardless. You gonna be big regardless, gang. Let me post this on my story though. It's impossible for a human to be that slow, bro. It's breaking records. Hey, Dream, why you fuck around and playing? He might fuck around and beat you in sprints. You know what I'm saying? They be having some conditioning drills in the NBA. I don't think y'all realize some of these dudes faster than they may look. Let me put this play. Let me find where this bucket at by Ant. Where is this bucket at? Let me put this on the story. Oh yeah, this one right here. This bucket right here. All right, let's get this right here for the story right quick. There we go. Boom. There we go. We got that. Got that. Got that. Got that. Got that. Let's go there. Boom. 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 Locked in. Locked in. Locked in. God. Boom. Give me one sec. I'm about to be done. Post it. Let's go back. Let me drop this also on the Discord right quick. Let me know Discord right quick. Breakdown. Starting. Locked in. It's about time. I told you I had to watch this game, bro. I was low-key thinking about watching the Magic game. You know what I'm saying? Think about watching the whole town team, but I was like, I cannot miss a whole game from this series. I had to at least see one game from this series. At least one game. Man, Ant had 40. I was about to low-key watch Book 2, but I'm like, fuck that. Them niggas got swept. I ain't gonna watch that shit. What your family friends say about your grind, this YouTube thing? They proud of you? Type shit. Getting it personal. I try to tell you, I'm just locked in with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in with what I'm doing. In terms of what they say, my circle is very closed off. It's very small. It's only people that do bring value. I'm not really gonna waste my time with people who not gonna actually bring value to what I do on a day-to-day basis. So even the people I hang around, the people I communicate to, people I talk to oftentimes is very small circle. It's not many people, but the people I do talk to do think at a high level as well. So it's not like I'm just be out here bullshitting anything like that, you know. So just locked in. So anybody who is around me, probably gonna be people who support me. And if they not here for a reason. They're not here for a reason. But boom. All right, we solid. Let's go here. Right up a little bit. But by the way, we about to break down Ant. And if y'all didn't know from this game, Ant had 40 points, 40 piece, and he had 9 in the first half and 31 in the second half. Now, you don't get that starking of a difference for no reason, right? There's a reason behind it. And I was watching the game. I'm watching the first half. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? He got 9 points. He ended with 40. Let me find the commonality. Let me see where shit shifted, right? And so this first half, it was really a feeling out process, right? This first half was really a feeling out process. Let me get a little more water before I start cooking. From the very start. So in this first half, right, the Suns began to guard Ant in a manner as to which he didn't have a lot of room to work. He ain't have a lot of room to cook, right? So you see him make that first go, KD plugged. And now you see him get this reset again, get the switch on the D book. And now what ends up occurring now? He now also has another loaded up Phoenix defense. And now he just is forced to really make a lot of passes in these situations. But when it comes down to his ability to then, what's the word for it? Adjust on the fly, that shit is at a high level. Because I don't even think y'all realize this. So, of course, like we just seen. MJ with the left hand. Of course, like we just seen, right? It's important that when teams throw defenses at you like this, you're not only able to adjust here as time goes along, but within the course of plays. Because Ant made that drive, realized, oh, damn, KD's plugging in on that. I'm not going to have no angle to get to the rim. I now end up getting the switch right here with D-Book. And now when I have D-Book, I'll learn from my last play. I took 2 dribbles in last time and tried to kick the cat he couldn't shoot. This time what I do is I now end up taking, watch this, 1 dribble, kick to cat. So then I could be able to get that ball over to cat while KD is still on his way to cat. So he has room to shoot. On the fly adjustments, and now understand how he's going to read this defense going forward and drop his ego as a scorer. Next play right here. And so he's going to see a defense that's going to be loaded up. And the key now is to see, where's the advantage? Beal's loaded up on this right side. He's practically double teamed. And so Naz Reid ends up making this cut. And that cut right there puts 2 people that Royce O'Neal has to put his focus on in McDaniels and Karl Anthony Towns. And so Ant gets this ball directly to McDaniels because now Royce O'Neal has that long close. He attacks the rim and gets that too. He's just making plays and not seeking to score. But his adjustments going forward, that's when he's going to begin to score. But just focus on the first half for now. I got to talk about the Suns a little bit. I got a couple clips in here about the Suns as a whole. But just to start, also the Suns as a whole, but also Bradley Beal. Let me say that. Give me 1 second. I got to cook. So understand, right? Peep this. This right here is why the Suns got swept. Watch this. Book's got cat, right? He gets into this attack, plugged by McDaniels. Look at this left side. You got 3 people in the 12-foot vicinity with another person in that left corner. He gives it to KD. And now he gives it back to Book. Book now ends up trying to go with attack, plugged by Ant, pump fake. He gets in the lane. McDaniels plugs in, and look at the weak side now. What are they doing? Ball watching like they in the goddamn movie theater. They just sitting there watching, no movement. And so now what ends up occurring, Book gets the ball right back, pump fake, and you got 2 seconds on the shot clock and you got to force up some bullshit because nobody wanted to fucking move. There's no movement. There's no screening. Everybody is just watching. It's just one-on-one all day, all game. And nobody wants to be able to use each other's gravity so we get higher quality looks. Nobody doing shit. Ain't nobody doing shit. But, yo, what's good, Evan? How did you find your purpose? Leo, right now I'm trying to cook, but You should have asked this a little earlier. I'll tell you this. The best thing I did is set myself a goal. Set myself a goal in something that I wanted to accomplish, and I did that from a young age, probably when I was about 13, 14. I said I wanted to be able to make the league one day, and so from that point forward, all my actions were based upon that, just getting better at basketball, maximizing my efficiency when it came down to school and all this little stuff, and I dedicated myself to doing exactly that. I stayed disciplined. I chose discipline over the regrets of me not trying to try to go and accomplish that goal, right? So ultimately, put all my eggs in one basket, went at it, and along the way, it was just a new path. God said, no, not this way, this way. And here I am today. And now we about to cook. So understand. Meanwhile, on this other side, you got Kyle Anderson with Devin Booker, who's going to be able to be more efficient in our isolation than anybody on the Phoenix Suns, because there's one reason, right? Because when he gets Devin Booker here, you got this slip by Nikhil. You got this lift up by Naz Reid. You got this plugged over here by Eric Gordon, worried about what's going on over there. And so now Kyle Anderson actually has room to now turn the corner and get into his bucket. And that's Kyle Anderson, slow-mo. You would think you should lock him up. You should think he ain't going to score on you, but he did. Because he has at least some skill, which is why he's in the NBA, and he has space and movement. All it was. And the Suns failed to even realize just doing that. If you're going to ISO, at least have some movement. They had no movement. And I was getting back to Ant. So, with the Suns defense just loading up on Ant, which is what Ant's going to see going forward in the playoffs, this is the best way as to which he could score without having to worry about the defense. Attacking the defense while they're just still not set, right? And understand, I want you to watch KD. I really want y'all to watch KD, because notice at this point right here, he faces up to guard Ant at the half-court line. And so now at this point, he's just backpedaling the whole time. He's playing defense going back with no base, and now Ant just attacks him with a full head of steam, between the legs at a full sprint, gets into the lane, foul right there on Beal. That's Beal's first. Keep track of that. And now next time down, same concept, right? Ant, defense not set. I don't want to sit here and wait for y'all to get set, because I need to get straight to my shit. I want to get my rhythm as a scorer, which is why I'm here on this team. Beal picks up late. Boom, bump. Guess what that is for Beal? Number 2. And this is the beginning for the end for Bradley Beal's mentality and his confidence. Frustrated like a motherfucker. What should you do at a tryout to make the coaching staff remember you? Be the loudest person on the floor. You got to slide? Oh, Evan will probably already sit out, but I'll catch you though. Look, I got to say this about the Suns. Bro. Look, hey, understand. This is what happens when you got no point guard. Watch O'Neal cook. Watch him cook. You got Nikhil Alexander-Walker on him. You trying to initiate an offense. But I'm sorry, but
with all due respect,
this is just not his game. This is not what he's in the league for. And so when you're missing parts, you're going to try to put a part in the wrong spot. You're trying to fit a triangle into a square hole. It's just not going to fit. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to fit. And so ultimately what's going to end up occurring is now dead ball. You panicking. Oh, shit, we got nothing. Boom, ball pops out. Oh, Eric Gordon wide open underneath. Fuck no, get that shit out of here. What you thought this was? Go get a point guard, bro. What is you doing? Let's slow this down. Get right back to Ant. We got to get right back to Ant. So, Phoenix did do a great job in the first half with this defense, because now you got the Eric Gordon on that switch. Watch Ant on this go onto the right side. Plug right there by KD. Now he has to snatch back. Now you got Alexander Walker leaving, but now notice what happens. Ant tries to end up going the other way, and then going left. Once again, you got no lane. He don't got no way to get to the rim, which is where he has the most gravity. So it just ends up occurring with him just trying to be so persistent and unsure of where he could get, how we could get to his spots. Understand what happens. Ball just slips out. Byproduct of all that thinking, all that hesitation. And now it boils down to, how can you attack a situation like this? You could either, one, do what he did to start the game with Cat. You hold spacing, dribble in, they pitch in, you kick. Or two, You just find new spots as to which you're able to be more comfortable to get to where you want to get to how you want to score. And that's the adjustment Ant's going to make in the second half. So stay tuned for that. Let's get back. Yo, what's good? What's good, Eric? But notice this here too. It's such a focus. It's such a focus placed upon this. Now, at this point, Ant's probably really got frustrated, meaning that he's trying to drive and everything just pinched in. I got no lanes, right? I kick this out to Cat. And what ends up occurring now later in this possession, right? I'm going to skip over this in a little bit, right? Mike Conley ends up taking this shot right here. And then at this point, you got Ant on the outside off an offensive rebound. He's now got Eric Gordon once again, right? Facing up towards that middle of the floor now, though, right? And now notice what happens. Finally, Ant is able to do this right here. He's able to get this past this first level of help. But trying so hard to do exactly that this whole time has now led him to hyper-focus on just getting past that. And when he gets here, he's out of control. He tries to lay on O'Neal. I can't get that lay. And so now he's really just got to find a new way to attack. And that's really what he's going to do in the second half. So stay tuned. Here, once again, this shit tough. Yo, what's good, Logan? What's good? But peep this. Once again, they still loading up. Everybody staying disciplined to that game plan. What do I do if I'm in? What do I do now if I'm in? Early offense before anybody could get set. Find a gap. And right there, 5 minutes left in the second quarter is when I made my first field goal. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. And so now it really brought trouble because Beal got 2 fouls. He was in foul trouble. He's playing conservative. And you've seen Eric Gordon cross-matching on him at times. And so now right here, this is where it gets messed up. You got Eric Gordon and Bradley Beal, no communication on who to guard. Everybody just in la-la land. And then Ant pulls up right here. And then you just let him get a clean look from 3. Boom, knock that down. That stuff can't happen with a player like Ant. And even putting Bradley Beal on him, Bradley Beal's a scorer. He's not no two-way player. You know what I'm saying? Like,
with all due respect,
he just not. You know what I'm saying? It's not his game. So when it comes down to that, Phoenix Suns even just fucked up by even getting Bradley Beal because you guys got way too many players trying to do the same shit and don't got the right coach for it and the right personnel for it. So they done fucked up. We can talk about that a little later though. And now right here, the KD home. This play is tough. He needs to slow down. Hold on. I need to slow this down. This play right here is tough. I'm gonna have to go 0.33 because you just gotta really understand what's occurring on this play. You gotta see the timing. This might be the one of the slowest things I had to slow down thus far. So understand this. Look, KD's got Gobert, right? Notice this, right? When KD makes this crossover to the right, Gobert steps and puts his weight onto his left foot. And now when KD crosses back left, Gobert puts the weight back onto his right foot. That tells KD he's tracking how much I shift the ball on this cross. So how much I shift the ball on this cross determines how big of a step Gobert is going to take. And so now if I'm KD, what's the next move I make, right? Notice this. I got to go right back from here. Y'all can just see this through from here. Notice, right? Boom, snatch, cross, give me that lane to that right side, Euro step, and I get that layup. Tough bucket. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing movement and seeing how players are biting out on moves is just one of the most important things in any sort of one-on-one situation. And it's not always going to be they're following the ball and they're tracking the ball. It's only going to be for certain defenders like a Rudy Gobert who's going to move in that manner and not stay disciplined to where they want to send a player. So especially for bigs, people who don't guard the perimeter much, they're going to get fooled. So, yo, what's good, Toby? Isn't this Obi? What'd you call it? Off of, from Twitch? But now I want to tell y'all something about this because this is a situation y'all get into oftentimes as well. You'll probably see this a lot in high school. So, in high school, you'll see a lot of defenders like KD right here who'll play up the line, but they won't have any contact on you and your body. And so, as an offensive player in this situation, this is how you got to attack that, right? Is that if you just simply move, they're probably going to jump out. And that's where you could get your back doors. simply movement and actually utilizing your ability to go uphill then downhill. And now Ant gets that foul, take him to the free throw line. And so it's also important to understand that he's 2 for 8 right now. He saw him make that layup. He ended up hitting that 3. Now he's at the free throw line for the 2 fouls we've even seen him have before, right? And so now he's taking this shot right here, free throw, break. Hold on. Ain't bad, you know what I'm saying? 8 points, 3 for 5 from the line, 2 for 8. Actually, that's kind of bad, you know what I'm saying? We 2 for 8, 25%, then 3 for 5, 60%. We bricks right now. But the most important part of this, right, make that 4 for 6, is that what Ant is gonna do here is something a lot of hoopers don't do, and it's something that y'all need to start doing, which is disassociating your offensive performance from the amount of effort you give defensively. You seen Ant just hit that free throw, right? You see him just hit that free throw, and now what he's gonna do going forward? He's gonna keep up the intensity on the other side, and notice what happens as a byproduct of that. Notice what happens. He picks up full court Bradley Beal, boom, beats him to a spot. You got a screen to work around, no problem. Go underneath that, chase over that, and I've only built up your engine. For you to now not even run any offense because you're frustrated because you got foul trouble, 1, and 2, you're like, damn, this may be the best opportunity I get to get anything, if that's the mind of Bradley Beal. So now at this point, he's attacking to the lane. Boom, you get no foul, slips at your hands. They may have called it your way. We gonna challenge that, and now going back our way. That's why you must disassociate your performance on offense from what you do on defense. Because if you try to connect those two, you're cooked. Your coach is gonna take you out the game because you're providing no value at all to the team. You're only just been a detriment. They ran that shit right back. And now the second half. This is where you about to start cooking. Like I said, 31 in the second half. So with ending that second half the way he did, this is the absolute worst way if you're Phoenix for him to start the second half. Offensive rebound, clean look 3. All right, you end up giving him 1, right? You know what I'm saying? Offensive rebound is tough to match up out of. And now, next play down, what ends up occurring? Minnesota, great defensive stance. And then now Bradley Beal gets the bomb in his corner. I know he pissed. He got the bomb in 1 second. He got to check that shit up, right? Hurt his field goal percentage. And now getting down in transition, right? Bad possession after bad possession for Phoenix. Mike Conley holds the ball because while in transition, the only person who really has real focus is the person with the ball. And now Ant ends up getting a trailing 3. Nobody picks up because Conley had the ball the whole time. And now he gets a second 3. And now you let Ant-Man start cooking. And this is where they're really about to get cooked. This shit about to get ugly now. This shit about to low-key start getting a little ugly. There's still going to be some playmaking like you're about to see right here. About to start getting ugly. Peep this, though. So, pick and roll action. 66. Let me get some water. We about halfway through. So now, going forward into the second half, I want you to understand the commonalities between all of Ant's attacks going forward, right? He got that screen from Cat. Now he's working his way towards this right wing, and get familiar with this right wing. This is one of the commonalities, right? He ended up getting a switch on the Nurkic. Now you got Naz Reid on the clear out. You got KD over here trying to point switch to somebody who's in front of him. He can't see you. It's not going to work. Hopefully he hears you, but clearly he ain't listening. And so now what ends up occurring? Royce O'Neal plugs that drive. KD leaves through. McDaniels gets that. And now McDaniels ends up getting this too. That right wing, though, pay attention. Pay attention to how Ant's going to now get into these attacks in comparison to what he was doing in that first half. Always seeing a loaded up defense, not having lanes to go to the rim or get into anything that he wanted to. Now he got to switch on to Royce O'Neal. And now pay attention to Royce O'Neal. This is about to be number 2 commonality. So now, Royce O'Neal on that switch. And now what ends up occurring? I now finally get a lane to the rim. Finally. I found a matchup I like. 1, I begin my attack. 2, closer to the middle of the floor in comparison to where I was last time. Because last time, he was towards this hash mark, right? But now, since I'm more left, this now puts a shit ton of pressure on KD to help out the strong side corner because he has to cover all of this ground. And if McDaniels is wide open, although he is 33, 34%, wide open shot, that's probably going up to pushing 40. So that's going to be a clean look for McDaniels. And now what ends up occurring here, kick out to that weak side, pulling the help. Nas Reed from that corner, bucket. Pay attention. Ant's about to keep cooking. He's about to keep cooking. Drag screen by Nas Reed. And guess who I get once again? Royce O'Neal where? On the right wing. On the right wing once again. And by the way, I got an empty corner. I got an empty corner. So I have even more space to get to what I want to. He's finding his groove. He's finding his spots. And this is what, as players, y'all got to do. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just had to emphasize that and switch the camera right quick. And so now what ends up occurring now is that Ant, when he gets into his attack, Nas Reed leaves, Bradley Beal ends up turning, he ends up leaving, and so there's practically no opportunity for a double team. And that's something Phoenix doesn't even do in their isolations. In their isolations, you know what Phoenix does? They just sit there and watch like this. They sit there and watch like they're a snowman. Stay in the same spot, do nothing, right? And so notice this as well with Ant's attack, right? Is that if you want to be able to get into your snatchbacks, this right here is what you got to read. A defender opening up their base, trying to beat you to a spot and leaving you all this room, because that shows you they're trying to beat you down here, and if they're trying to beat you up here, they would maintain contact, right? And so now boom, snatchback, I got room, hit my last two shots, this one off the dribble, got me rhythm, give me another bucket. He's still cooking. He's still cooking. Mind you, he hit how many thus far? 9 in the span of about last 3 minutes or so. He matched it. He surpassed his total of the first half, or he matched it just in these 3 minutes alone. So you'll probably think at this point in time, what's going to happen? You're going to get down and he's going to try to force his own shot. But real players who understand that the game should be made always according to the right play and not to my play will do exactly what Ant's about to do right here, which is now you got Royce O'Neal, the matchup you're in favor of. And now when I even have an opportunity to drive, he's pinched in, I still kick this to Cat because that's the right play to make. Right play to make. Even though he missed it, made the right play, got a high quality look. And that's what it's all about. And now I want to talk about Bradley Beal for a second. Notice this. This is where shit got bad. I got to put this full speed. So notice, hey, we all been right here before. Off a free throw, watch Bradley Beal. Hold on. Watch Bradley Beal. Notice. Watch Bradley Beal. Talking to the ref. He looks over. Me? Ah, shit. Head down. I'm out the game. But watch this, right? This is exactly why you must get this Bradley Beal dude the fuck out of Phoenix. Watch this. Look. Coach puts his hand out for a high five. Backhand high five to the head coach. He goes to the bench. Front hand high five to the rest of the team, bro. That's the one dude he do not fuck with. And you do not only have to get rid of Bradley Beal because the offense don't work. Get rid of Frank Vogel too because he don't know how to use these juggernaut of offensive players and KD and Devin Booker if they're there by themselves. He's not the right coach for those type of players or that type of stardom, for that type of offensive firepower. So you got to get them both gone. I ain't gonna lie. You got to get them both gone, bro. I don't know if this shit gonna work at all. I don't know if this shit gonna work, bro. Or you could just get Frank Vogel gone and get a point guard. No cap. Frank Vogel do not know how to use this type of offense. What I put this to? Did I put this? Oh yeah, I put that 0.5. I'm tripping. But now we about to start also getting into a few more layers, right? So over these next few plays, I really want y'all to understand this one concept, which is allowing yourself to get a high quality screen as the ball handler. So understand, right? Not on this first one, because this ends up being here a slip. Or no. This is going to be a few plays down. I may have to run that intro back, but this is not the right play. Yeah, you're about to get timed out, buddy. You keep asking the same shit. You're about to get timed. Using timeout. 30 minutes. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right, he just got him timed out. He out of here. All right, y'all ready? Buddy keep be on here trolling for no reason. I'm trying to really lock in, bro. Like, come on, man. He tripping. Buddy is tripping. Fuck out of here, man. But now I want y'all to peep this. This is about to be a missed bucket, but it's tough. So understand this attack, right? This is not going to be a right wing attack like we've seen before. This is coming from the top of the key. At the top of the key, how do you play help? Because you got players who is one pass away, and that makes all these defenders contemplate whether or not they should go step in and take away Ant's lane. But so now, what does Ant end up having? Easy drive going to his right, but he did smoke that dunk right there. He smoked it. That's just tough, but that shit is tough. Going to the right side, bringing it to the left, too. That's tough. That is tough. And now right here as well. Royce O'Neal's still not done getting cooked, bro. Royce O'Neal's still not done getting cooked. I'll tell you, bro. It don't matter how much time is left in the game, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It don't matter if it's the end of the game, the start of the game. If you don't cook somebody 4 times, why not go ahead and make it 5? Because Ant, notice what ends up occurring right here. Calls for this screen from McDaniels because McDaniels got Royce O'Neal. And empty corner once again. But I don't even need that corner because you already switched up and are taking away that baseline, leaving me this middle. And the most important part about this angle is that step Ant took right there because that opened up everything, right? Because the second he decides to make this go, he's going to get contact right here, which just pushes him out. But when he gets pushed out, Ant decides to go and push himself back in so he doesn't work into KD, and he's able to get now to the rim and get that lay, right? He reassured that drive by once he got hit with contact, he fought that contact with some more contact and got his angle. And y'all got to continuously do that same thing. Don't give up on your angles the second you feel that first bit of contact. And now these are plays I want to talk layering about screens. I think Ant will be MVP in 2 years, bro. He good. The thing is that the numbers. The media likes to push numbers for MVP. So like Ant may not put up crazy numbers. So I don't know. He should have even been talked about for this year, but I guess not. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough. So peep this though, right? So over these next few plays, I want y'all to pay attention to this one thing, which is being able to get high quality screens as a ball handler and how to properly set that up. So on this first one though, not really on that because that's a slip. You kick it to Nickeil Alexander to see if you can get the give and go, but now Ant gets this back, right? And notice, he's got a step up coming from Kyle Anderson. And on the step up from Kyle Anderson, he just stays here because by Ant staying still, the defender stays still. And a defender who stays still is the easiest defender to screen. So sometimes it just requires you to stay patient and not allow any defender who may press up on you to impact your pace. So now when Ant gets off the screen, I'm putting a ton of pressure on Nurkic because he doesn't want to switch. And he's only there to drop back and show a late hand. So, hey, Jockeys, appreciate that sub. But he's only there to show a late hand. And so what now allows Ant to do is be able to get into his shot because he's going to be late. Boom, give me that bucket, right? He's about to continue to play out of this pick and roll. Now, screen right there, Bradley Beal, you stationary. Easy screen. You get hit. I cannot make no plays to this right side because of this corner. So watch what Ant does now, right? Because you need space, right? You need space. So he ends up now sending Conley through because Ant trying to cook. And by sending Conley through, KD's not just going to follow him through. He's going to watch. And this puts a lot of pressure because here, if KD decided to leave, that now is going to put Ant in a position where he could get a floater and put Bradley Beal more foul trouble because he has 4 right now. Or if he stays, he could take away Ant. But at the same time, that's an instinctive move by KD. And this prevents Eric Gordon on this weak side from being able to recognize, oh, I got to drop and get 2 now that KD did not follow Mike Conley through. And so what ends up occurring, he just kicks that to Mike Conley for an open 3. And Eric Gordon's like, oh, shit. He couldn't really register what was transpiring along that baseline. Pick your poison, man. Really pick your poison. Now notice this once again. He making this shit so easy for him, man. He make this shit so easy, bro. This really made me question for a second, dog. Like, why do they even have Bradley Beal as a primary defender on Ant? And Bradley Beal came in the game, had 6 fouls, 9 points, and like he ain't really do shit. You may as well have a Okogie in the game, somebody who's going to work. And so what ends up occurring, he just standing still. He gets hit on screens. And now Nurkic has to do a shit ton of work, has a shit ton of pressure. And now Ant could get into whatever he wants. And he has space on that right side now and gets into that midi pull-up. Give me another bucket. Ant's on a cooking spree right now. He's on a cooking spree, and he's not even done. 31 points in the second half. He's still cooking. So now with this screen by Gobert, right? Like we've seen a few pass plays down, he gonna give that up for a possible give and go. But notice what Okogie now does, right? Okogie, his habits change, his actions change from when it happened last time with that give and go. He ends up dropping down to help take away this give and go from Rudy. But in doing so, you leave Ant. And even though Ant is at half court, he steps in, pulls that from deep. I done hit about 3-4 this half. Give me another one. Got to be careful. He's playing in layers and taking the opportunities that are just available. Cooking, man. Bradley Beal thought he was all that trash talking and everything. Stream lag. Hold on. Oh, it should be straight. It should not be lagging crazy. Hopefully, it should not be lagging crazy. Just push through it. Bill booked flight to Cancun mid-game type shit. But boom, here. He about to get cooked. This is tough. I'm going to speed this up to start. Oh, damn, what the fuck? There we go. Let's get back to this. I'm going to speed this up to start because this is low-key a long clip. So notice, right? At the start of the play, Ant now weighs off Rudy Gobert, and he has two options right here. Two defenders he could possibly attack. He's got Bradley Beal, who's got 4 fouls, and he's got Royce O'Neal, who now was his favorable matchup. I don't care who steps up, you're getting cooked, right? I don't care who steps up, you about to get cooked. And so now Ant is going to do this what? Go back to that right wing, and not just the right wing. I'm going to go to the right wing and clear out that corner, because clearing out that corner gives me space to be able to now get into this post up. And there's nobody at the top of the key. This is isolation. This is a 1v1. And you're in foul trouble, minimal resistance. So now what ends up occurring? Ant got it, turns his head, looks up at the shot clock, right? Looks up at the clock, realize I got 5, spin away. All you're doing is just trying to show a hand, and that hand's just not going to be enough. And now how did I know he looked up? This right here. This right here. You're like, he didn't turn his head. Yes, he did. I seen this shit on the replay. I didn't see it on the first play. I was like, oh shit, he just turned his head. Little clock awareness, things like that, NBA players got to have. And there's just so much going on in the game that things like that, a lot of people could forget, but it's the ones who really score that are able to be super timely when it comes down to that and have that shot clock right in the back of their mind. Tough shot. Low-key is a tough shot. But he wasn't even trying to guard for real, so it wasn't even that tough. From Ant's perspective. From our perspective, like, yo, that's tough, but Ant was like, nah, that's another bucket. But peep this as well, right? Peep this with D-Book, right? D-Book's about to make a great move coming off the screen. He got this switch with Cat. Rudy was telling Ant to step out, but notice what ends up occurring. D-Book changes pace. Gobert runs out. He leaves the paint. No rim protector at the rim. Easy dunk for me if you're D-Book, right? But guess what happens? Ant's not fooled by that pace. Get that shit out of here. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? Two-way player. Best 2 guard in the league, right? No cap. Best 2 guard in the league. Can't even lie about that. And so now this play right here is also tough. This play right here is tough as well. So notice, Ant tells Cat to step up, right? So he could be able to post up KD or get this face up action, utilize his size. But notice what ends up occurring, right? KD forces him up so high that Ant is now able to use Cat, who was intended to get an isolation, now as a screen, so that he could be able to get into a shot. And so even from Bradley Beal's perspective, damn, bro, I'm getting cooked. After all these turnovers, all these brick shots, mentally, Brad Beal is just like, he out of it. I ain't gonna lie. He must be out of it, bro. Must be out of it. And now once again, he cooking. I think any great player shouldn't really get to foul trouble, because when you get to your second or third, oh yeah, that shit gets bad. Especially in the playoffs. That shit gets super tough. Like, what at that point it's like, damn, what the fuck do I even, like, it's just you could barely do what you need to do on both ends. You know what I'm saying? On both ends it's tough to play. So notice this here too. Watch Ant, right? Cut through. Why do you need to cut through? Because I just need space. If you want to be able to play in isolation, I need space. And Eric Gordon ends up not clearing out, as a matter of fact. And Ant turns his back like he did last time with Bradley Beal. but he scored the last time. Phoenix going to adjust this time. Royce O'Neal sends this double. Easy basketball. Swing it around the perimeter. Conley to Cat to McDaniels. You got to go from block to corner. You're just too late. He knocks that down. Because when you got a 33, 34% three-point shooter wide open, that goes up to about 40. And that's how they're able to knock these shots down off of the gravity from Ant alone. And now this play here might be tough. It might be the toughest one thus far. This play might be the toughest one thus far. Because a lot of people probably you seen the highlight, but it's the hidden highlight, man. This is the hidden highlight. So watch this, right? Watch Ant, right? Watch Ant. Tells Cat to stay on that side, tells everyone to stay on the right side, tells McDaniels to go through to that left side. And now just judging by the space of the floor at this point in time, you would think that Bradley Beal would now force Ant to that middle because that's where everybody is. So if the kick out occurs, anybody could get out. Everybody could rotate. But what does Bradley Beal now do, right? You decide to guess wrong on that crossover, and if you reach is where I teach. And now, boom, come down the lane, off two. That's tough. Come on, man. Come on. You can't try to do that. You got to play positioning. And I want y'all to peep this as well, right? Watch this. This is the funniest part about this entirely, right? The second angle. Look at this, right? Peep, this shit is hilarious. Frank Vogel called a timeout, man. He called a timeout, and now notice what's gonna happen. Look at Frank. Send a double. What did D-Book do? I gotta show y'all what D-Book did though. Cause D-Book, y'all gotta understand D-Book's perspective, bro. You gotta understand what D-Book was looking at, right? D-Book could see Frank Vogel at his peripheral, telling him like to step up, to do all this hand signaling, all this movement and shit, right? But D-Book said, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna sit my ass right here on his elbow and you gonna come down the lane. Come on, bro. You bugging. D-Book bugging. Frank Vogel bugging. Bradley Beal bugging. All these niggas bugging, bro. Phoenix is bugging. He mad as shit. Jit look like Murr off of Impractical Jokers. Glad. Jit dumb. Yo, that Jit. Damn. You need to fire him and get rid of Beal. That's a crazy look right there. Crazy look. Pete this with Beal. Pete this with Beal. This is a tough sequence for Beal. And you know, I made a post on my story talking about accountability, and this is where accountability kind of got to kick in, right? Beal ends up ripping through. They call it out on him. Might have not been, but what you can control is how you react to this and the decision that you make throughout the course of a game, right? And so after that play where they made a bad call, whether it was out on him or not, right? He ends up getting back on defense, soaking, and what ends up occurring, you reach around his backside, that could have been a foul. You cause him to roll his ankle, you reach around again, and they call that a foul. And so now you get mad and you get fouled out at that point. You know what I'm saying? You may be frustrated, but there's certain shit in situations as to what you can't control, and him going to Phoenix was something that he could have controlled. He said, yes, send me to Phoenix. He said, all right, boom, I'm going to go play with these other superstars. I'm going to try to get a ring. But it's not what you thought it was. It ain't what you think it was. It ain't what you think it was, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. Bad body language, bad perception as a whole. Shit. Bad everything. His body language all game was atrocious. You got David Roddy over here stressing. He's like, damn, I got to go home. Damn. But Pete this as well, right? Now, late in game, 22 seconds left, up 4. You got this little press break that they running. Ant turns his head and realizes, oh shit, nobody on this top side? Boom, I'm going to cut and slip out. And now he just literally cut, slip out, got to the rim, ended up getting here and getting the 2. Simple as that, man. Phoenix has been lacking all game. They've been lacking all season. And there's now a reason why they got 4-0'd. And now that's the end of this stream. We're going to be live again on Friday. We're going to see what game we're going to break down. I'm not sure yet, but just know it's going to be gem-packed. And so if you want to simply get better at basketball, if you want to become a part of a 40% club, be 50, 40, 90 type of shooter, right there in the Patreon. If you want to increase your vertical jump 3-4 inches, right there in the Patreon. If you want to be able to get shifty, get smooth with your handle, right there in the Patreon. Top of the chat, top of the description, and make sure that y'all sacrifice y'all present self and invest into your future self. He said, Haley Van Lift, you wild the fuck. But make sure that you sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. So discipline or regret. You choose.